Hi, welcome to What's Up with DJ Now. Today we're making Instant Pot spaghetti. Okay, here's the ingredients we'll be using. We're going to make some really good spaghetti today in our Instant Pot. This is a really easy one-pot spaghetti that you'll find will become one of your favorites because it's so good and it's so easy to make. Now we're going to start on saute mode. I've turned it on to saute. I've waited for it to say hot, and then we're going to get started and saute some onions. We're going to put a little bit of oil in here of your choice. Just about a tablespoon. You don't need much. Just to coat it a little bit. Now I'm going to be putting about 1/2 of a diced onion to one onion, 1/2 to one whole onion. Now, if for some reason you don't like onions, then skip this part. You don't have to do onions if you don't like them. You could also use onion powder instead if you want the flavor but not the onions. In my growing up, my mom always used onions and everything, so it was always the beginning of a great meal was sauteing some onions. So this is probably about 1/2 of an onion, maybe a small whole onion. I had them frozen from prior, so that's what I'm using. And then we're going to go ahead and put 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. This minced garlic comes in handy so much. You can just store it in your refrigerator for when you need it. I use it frequently in a lot of dishes, so it's very easy. Okay, we're just going to saute that in. You want to make sure and be stirring that because you don't want the garlic to burn or anything in the bottom, so just keep it stirred. And then next we're going to get our seasonings ready. Now I'm going to put 1.5 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And it's good to put your seasonings in here while you're sauteing in the oil because it helps the seasonings to open and bloom. They call it blooming, where you're sauteing them in the oil and the onions down there. So it's referred to as blooming your seasonings, which is opening them up and making them more, into your food. And then we also put in a teaspoon of oregano. Like I said, just stir it frequently so that you don't get anything burning down there. Okay, we're going to put a teaspoon of basil. Put your favorite seasonings that you use for your spaghetti, but these are the basics that turn out really well in your spaghetti. Instant Pot spaghetti is like I was saying earlier, is a really easy one-pot spaghetti. We're going to do everything at once, and you're going to see it turns out amazing, and it's so easy and fast. You can have your meal done in 25 minutes. Okay, now we're going to put in 1 pound of ground beef. If you don't like ground beef, you could use ground turkey. If you don't want any meat at all, then you would just skip this part and go on to the next part. I like having ground beef, so I like putting that in, ground beef. You could also make meatballs if you wanted to and do meatballs, but I prefer myself to have ground beef mixed in because I like it where it's in every bite in the sauce. So this is my preference, but you do what works for you. And we're going to continue to stir that until it gets browned up. You want to make sure that nothing's sticking to the bottom. There's nothing sticking in mine because I started with oil, so there's not really anything sticking, but you want to always kind of scrape the bottom with your wooden spoon. Make sure that you don't feel anything sticking, because you don't want to take a chance on getting that burn error that you can get sometimes in Instant Pots when you don't deglaze the bottom. If you've pre-sauteed something, some kind of meat that is stuck to the bottom, that you want to make sure and deglaze it, make sure it's scraped down where nothing's sticking. Now the next step, we're going to take our spaghetti that is not cooked. I'm using a half a box. And we're going to break that in half, actually in thirds. We're going to take the stalks, enough where you're able to break it, and we're going to break that into thirds. And we're going to put that right on top of your meat mixture, and we're going to scatter them. We're going to turn them different directions, so as when they cook, they'll be less likely to stick together. So just turn them all different directions. Now if you want to make a bigger portion of spaghetti, you can, but just allow to add more sauce and more ingredients if you want to put more noodles. So just layer those in there. A few more. Pick some of those up that were kind of clumped up there. Just try and mimic a bird's nest. Think of a bird's nest kind of a look for your noodles. Okay, next we're going to take our sauce. I'm using a 24-ounce jar. Use any kind that you prefer. And we're going to pour that right on top of the uncooked noodles. And the goal is to completely cover the noodles up with the sauce. We'll just set that jar aside for now, and then just get your spatula or your spoon, I should say, and just kind of move the sauce to the edges. Do not stir the noodles in. Just kind of pat it to the side, but do not stir it. Okay, now I've taken 2 cups of water and added into the jar so we can shake that around and get the excess sauce out of there. So that's 2 cups of water, and just shake it around. We don't want to waste any. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pour it along the edge of the pot. And what's good is you can just kind of spin that pot right around in there and put that water mixture all around the edge. You don't want to pour it on top of your sauce because you don't want to disrupt the sauce. So just kind of put it around the edge of the pot. And again, we'll take the spoon, just kind of make sure that as much of the noodles are covered as possible. You can kind of push them down, but just don't stir them. Leave the sauce untouched on top. Sorry, I got a squeaky chair here making noise. Okay, we're going to put on the lid. Okay, and you're going to want to make sure and seal your lid. Mine automatically seals in my model, but all models are different, so make sure that you seal your vent. Now we're going to come over here, we're going to hit pressure cook. We're going to make sure it's on the more and high setting, and we're going to use our plus to take it up to 8 minutes. And that will flip and say on. It will stay on until it comes to full pressure. Now you're going to cook this for 8 minutes and you're going to let it natural release for 10. Okay, now we're coming back, we're pushing the button, but there's really no pressure to release. We're going to take off the lid slowly because it's going to be hot. And here we have our spaghetti. Oh, it smells so good, let me tell you. Okay, now we're just going to take it and stir it all up and get it all mixed up. The sauce will look more on the top, but all you're going to do is mix it up nice and well. Mix up your meat. Oh, that's hot. Hold on. Let me get something that I can touch this with. Okay. Now just mix it up. Get your meat all incorporated in there and your noodles all mixed up with the noodles. Ooh, it looks so good. If you have a few noodles that have stuck together, they will come apart easily. Just break them apart, stir it up well. Yum, it smells good. Now this can be done in any Instant Pot and any pressure cooker model you have. Instant Pot is a brand of a pressure cooker, but there are other pressure cookers out on the market. And as I said, you can follow these directions for any pressure cooker. It's not specific only to Instant Pot. I have more than one pressure cooker and you can make this just the same way in any one that you can in Instant Pot. Instant Pot just happens to be the most popular brand. Okay, now here's the close-up look. Can't wait to try this. I haven't had spaghetti in a while and I just was really craving it. I'm making some garlic bread to go along with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this served up on the plate. I'm going to have some good leftovers for a couple days. I may even freeze some for another day. Okay, here it is on the plate with my garlic Texas toast. I'm going to add a little bit of Parmesan 3-cheese blend. Can't have spaghetti without Parmesan, right? And I'm going to top with a little bit of parsley. That's, you know, optional, completely optional. Kept thinking of Mickey Mouse on this picture because my garlic bread is up there at the top and then you got the mound. I kept thinking it's Mickey Mouse, it's Mickey Mouse head. I know, I'm weird. Doesn't it look good though? Okay, now let's dig into this so I can give you a close-up and you all can take a bite if you want yourself. Look at it. Doesn't that look good? Doesn't it make you want to take a big bite? I wish I could share a bite with you. I would share a bite with everyone. I'm gonna have to taste this. Very good. said, I haven't had spaghetti in a while. Now here's my official quality control taste tester, Sammy, coming to get his bite with his own special fork. But here's a close-up again of it. Very meaty, just the perfect right amount of meat, the perfect right amount of noodles. I got leftovers for a couple days. Can freeze some if I want. This is a great meal. So come and check out my Facebook group if you're still on Facebook. It'll be linked in the description, as well as the ingredients. And I want to thank you all for watching my video, and you all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.